getting there. No?
All right, so wherever score predictions from 195 to 205, the lowest was?
I remember mine was 205. But all of it was hinged on Klassen and Makram doing something and maybe Head. All three of them fired.
Which didn't happen today because the highest score was 29 by Abdul Samad and Abhishek Sharma. That is the highest. And because of the consistency of the Gujarat Titans bowling, Sunrisers Hyderabad have been restricted to 162 for 8. It could mean two things. One, either the pitch is getting very difficult to bat on, because until the 7th over they had a run rate of close to 9. But then after that it slowly
I don't think it's the pitch, Siddharth. That's the thing. I was watching this match and nothing about the pitch suggested to me that it had demons.
Yeah.
I think this is just a case of, listen, we always knew it. A lot of people have been in my DM saying, you're underrating SRH. They really have the team. They really don't have the team. Their Indian core is non-existent. If your Indian opener is batting at a strike rate of 94 in Ahmedabad, sorry boss, you've got problems. Of course, it's an improvement on his last match strike rate, which is 84. So maybe in the next game it will be 104.
See, SRH give you hope from last year. They look a better team than last year. That's there, but that doesn't mean that they're top 4 contenders. We all, I think, maintained that. None of them, give you the kind of confidence, and we all, I think, didn't have them in the top 4.
No, we didn't.
None of us did.
In fact, it's very telling that we didn't have SRH not only in our top 4, but even our top 6. Because most of us picked, I think, RR and KKR to be rounding off the top 6 and being the 2 teams who could potentially upset the apple cart if they got their act together.
And today what happened? So what have we learned about SRH today? I agree with Shane, there aren't any demons in the pitch. I don't think the ball's stopping or anything. In fact, you look at all dismissals, either deceived by the slower one or let's say Makram not knowing how well he timed the ball and it reaches Rashid Khan in the deep. So I think those were all merited dismissals. Credit to the bowling side for having plans for all the batters. Again, Makram looked good, but today was run a ball, I believe.
Less than run a ball.
Less than run a ball. Klassen again, 184 was in excess of 201 point. Again, couple of batters did get going. So what did we learn? Yes, there aren't any demons. Look at the fact that there were how many 20s there? There are 3 20s there. There were 2 29s and a 24. That
and
tells
22.
you there are starts that batters got, but none of them were able to convert. Now, if had 2 of them taken their 29s, let's say, to about 45, 50 odd totals, then you were certainly you were looking at a total of in excess of 119 in that case. That makes for a competitive total in Ahmedabad. Because your batters got starts and weren't able to take the team forward. Again, I'll go back to the CSK first match. You didn't see big scores from CSK then, but what you saw was 340s. Now, 340s and other 20s put together got CSK's total to 180, 190 odd that they got. So that's what happens. Today, law of averages, and again, a lesson for SRH that not every time will Klassen and Makram bail you out.
Or
the others will have to fire. Head, as we also spoke at the start, got lucky last time around. Let's make no bones about it. That was a catch to be taken. Tim David dropped one which was straight down his throat.
But he made capitalize on the luck.
He made the most of it. But today again, because we know he's been struggling in his international colours in for Australia across formats now and T20s, he's not been getting the runs. We thought this would be, and we were all talking about how this would give us a fair sense of his form, let's say, and not just going by his knock in the previous match. Does he get runs today? No.
Well, he did make a good start. I mean, 3 boundaries and you all felt okay. It is the Travis Head who's not, he's had some unfinished business in both Ahmedabad and Hyderabad in that sense. But see, nobody started. If you go down, look at the bowling figures of the spinners. If you just have to look at that. Rashid Khan, 8.2. Noor Ahmed, 8. Mohit Sharma with his cutters, if you look at it, 6.2. Fantastic bowling from him yet again. And okay, this kind of a wicket, power play is the best time to capitalize on it. After that, it all depends upon the discipline of the bowling, which GT showed today. But SRH, whether they have that same kind of discipline, now that you've got Washington Sundar in, you've got a Sundar in now, it means spin is the key for SRH now if they have any chance of winning. Markanday and Washington Sundar will have to ensure that they bowl very well. have a economy rate of under an 8 so that they can challenge GT. Otherwise,
I think that's a challenge. Again,
Yeah.
if you have to ask me, blindfolded, me knowing the teams, to pick which of their departments, batting or bowling, are the strong suits. With SRH eyes shut, it's batting.
Yeah.
The bowling does not inspire that much confidence in me. And honestly, if I'm a GT, I'm looking at this game as being a net run rate booster. Was 163 to win on a placid deck. It's a net run rate booster.
Yeah,
Simple as that. Against this bowling lineup.
and remember, your net run rate is very low because of the thrashing that you got against CSK.
This would be the redemption.
This could be the redemption for them, and that's why, see, GT, depending upon, look, how Ridhiman Saha and Shubman Gill begin, that's the key, because you have the buffer and insurance of Miller and a Tewati are down. But
Why? You're not going to name Sai Sudarshan there?
we don't know whether it's Abhinav Manohar or Sai Sudarshan.
I think they'll stick with Sai Sudarshan for a couple more games, and if he doesn't
Yeah.
get goods, then they'll go back to Abhinav Manohar.
See, this kind of a total chase, maybe you won't have to rely on the strike rate that much.
You won't. You need 8 and over in essence.
Yeah.
That's hardly
There's
anything.
hardly any scoreboard pressure here.
But okay, SRH will at least be happy with the fact that third match running, they have not conceded a 200 plus total. In both the games, they have conceded over 200, which itself is an indicator how their bowling was on a prayer.
It's
And
fragile. That's the problem. Their bowling is very fragile. As power-packed as their batting looks, that bowling without a Mako Jansen, doesn't look good, boss. Doesn't look good.
See, Janssen had a very good 2022.
Even 23 was pretty good.
No, I think
No, there were times where he was being replaced as well by Fazal Haq.
Yeah.
Fazal Haq, that is the problem. See, on this kind of a wicket, why couldn't they have taken a Fazal Haq? Dropped either of Markram. Play with him because his cutters, his everything would have
Markram
been.
right now, again,
You
he gives you
can't-
assurance with the bat.
Yeah, and also the problem is that, and this is the really tough thing, is that with Cummins there, it's really tough fitting in another pacer.
Yeah.
Actually, if you're looking at their batting balance, it's gone much better since Head came out. But what has always been their problem? The Indian talent. The Indian core is just non-existent. Abhishek, okay, we know he has the talent. Abdul Samad did well here. We know he's also, talented bat who perhaps hasn't been given a fair shake in recent seasons. Beyond that, really, no one impresses.
See, that was the same case even the 2016. Okay, where was the Indian core there also? You had a Dhawan. UV was not in form. Okay, Dhawan, okay, was giving you the starts, but not
Bhuvneshwar. Yeah.
only Bhuvneshwar. Then you had a Bipul Sharma, you had all the others if you have to look at it. I think you even had a Biplav Samantre, if I'm not mistaken, for 1-2 seasons. Then you had an Ashish Reddy and all those. So, Deccan Chargers or Sunrisers Hyderabad, if you look at it, their overseas pros have always
I
given
disagree. Deccan Chargers, the year they won, they had the likes of an Amit Mishra. No, wait, Amit Mishra was DC. That was Delhi Daredevils.
Daredevils, yeah.
No. They had an RP Singh.
RP Singh,
No, I'm talking about the Indian core.
Pragyan Oja. Two of them. But then I'm talking about the batting.
No, the batting was very foreign player reliant.
Herschel Gibbs, Gil
Gilchrist.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the batting. Bowling, see, Bhuvneshwar was there in 20, ever since this thing. You also had Praveen Kumar in the Sunrisers Hyderabad. So, that is why Amit Mishra came in SRH and also DC later on.
Later on, after Delhi Daredevils released him.
Yeah, so that is why the batting, if it is 162, like, will this bowling defend it? There are a lot of doubts over it.
I have high doubts. Look, here's the thing. Even if it is in fact a difficult pitch, Gujarat have one advantage that SRH don't. They know what the target is. They can pace themselves. Even if it's not, okay, worst case scenario for GT is that this is not a net run rate correcting win, but it's still 2 good points. Listen, they're the clear favourites here.
Unless the pitch changes.
No, I don't
As it progresses towards the evening when it cools down a bit more.
What did 19th of November tell us?
It changed.
It becomes better.
But this is a reverse thing, no? Here it is slower. It may have started out well.
See, that pitch was slow from ball 1.
Yeah.
You knew it.
But there,
Not this one.
But they
This
played
looks true to me.
entirely under the lights. Here they're not going to play entirely under the lights.
Yeah, but it might just go true to form. And even today, if assuming.
I'm just saying, did we see any difference at the top of the innings and at the end? I don't
As
think
the
so.
ball got softer, And if you bowled the cutters onto the deck, it became difficult for stroke.
But that was also because I'm not going to take anything away from the bowlers. That's also because SRH have a power pack batting lineup, a lot of whom will struggle when you take pace off the ball. Listen, pace off the ball is a very effective tactic. And again, the last time we saw a similar thing where the pitch was kind of dodgy. RCB cake here.
RCB, yeah.
The pitch eased out
See, that-
significantly in the second innings.
And that time it was sluggish. You have to give it to RCB batters.
Because if you look at it, the three bowlers in the SRH camp who can bowl that similar in your pitch cutters. There's Jaydev, there's Cummins, and also there is a Bhuvaneshwar. He can also do that. So, if a GT get a start, but now with Washington Sundar and with Mayank Markanday in there, whether the key in the middle overs then will be David Miller. If he comes to that stage, and
He needs
AB
to come to the
Tewatia.
party.
Yeah, and AB Tewatia for that matter. If the pace bowlers bowl those in the pitch cutters, then I think this 163 total also might be not a straightforward task on this particular deck, because by the convention 3 to 7, by sunset at 7, half the game is done. I mean, the entire game is done. You're played entirely under the sun with those same kind of conditions. There, under lights with the dew coming in, it became easier.
Correct.
That's the thing about the Gujarat.
I
pitch
still
at that
feel
point.
Gujarat are in pole position to win this one.
Yeah, I think any talk of SRH getting a result here will be a major upset and very conditions reliant. Very conditions reliant.
And the bowling attack, also their spinners don't give me a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I mean, the spin bowling department is always an issue with Markanday. But maybe with the Sundar, there is a
But even
bit
with Sundar,
of
he's
hope.
more of a control guy. He'll not give you, he may not give you a ton of wickets, but at his best is very economical. Is he anything beyond that? Yeah, no. And that's the thing, they don't have an attacking spinner.
Yeah.
Markanday is that, but unfortunately, he's not had the best of starts this year. And they don't have a one and two.
Same for
Yeah, there are reports coming in, and even
Yeah, I'll be
actually,
doing a video on that. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem like a one and two is going to be playing this season. At all.
doesn't look like it. I mean, the nature of the injury was such. You are on a prayer with Vanindu Asranga, and I think now he is looking all but out for the IPL. And who will then be that replacement? That is a big thing.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, who can SRH look up to now? And do they have anybody else in the side? Okay, then maybe they'll have to play Glenn Phillips on certain
But again,
occasions.
Glenn Phillips is a finger spinner. Whole different skill set. Whole different skill set.
but he's
catching.
off late he's developed the knack of taking wickets.
On a track that spun way more than everyone expected. Let's
Got a 5-wicket haul. He's a brilliant fielder.
a great fielder, not to
Although he was miserable in the IPL 2023, he dropped catches there. Strange how IPL can do things for you. So Bhuvaneshwar, and I think will it be Jaydev or will it be Washington? Because Washington bowls in the power play.
You could very well get an over or two out of Washington, but I think Washington the ploy may not work because you have two right-handers. Remember, Saha and Gill, two right-handers might be a difficult
And
one.
Saha does play spin very well.
Very, very well.
Yeah.
Let's see how it is this chase goes. For me, I still think GT easy favourites in this case.
You picked SRH
I
to
had picked
I
SRH.
picked GT to win.
Same.
I'll
I'm going to stick
still
with GT.
back SRH. I think perhaps on this wicket they do have the resources to make a fight out of it, bowling those in the pitch cutters and all that kind of a thing. So let's see. Saha is on strike and Bhuvaneshwar is coming on to bowl. So
All right, you guys enjoy the action. We're going to see you at the end of the match.
end of the match. Yeah,
End of the
where
match and also previewing game number 2, DC versus
CSK. Bye bye.